Good evening, YouTube. Anyway, as this all warms up, as you can tell by the title, we are going to do a Yu-Gi-Oh 2022 ban list prediction and a giveaway. So as everyone starts to join, and I quickly check the... Cool, the sound works perfectly. So the way this is going to work is very, very simple. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, there is a host of cards. Now, what I'm going to ask you guys is we are going to go card by card and where you see it falling on the ban list. Now, what I'm going to add in addition to this is every single one that you call, and it will only go to the first person that calls that card correctly, I will give you a pack. Now, what I mean by that is when the official ban list drops, hopefully in January, if you, for example, if you were the first person to say, right, okay, Red Eyes Fusion is going to be no change at all, it's going to stay at 3, I'm going to add it to the no change. If Red Eyes Fusion does not get hit, and you were the first person to put it in the comments right here, I will then get your address and send you a booster pack of whatever set is around at that particular time. So whether that be Brothers of Legend or whether that actually be something else, it'll be totally up for scratch. Now, I'm only going to do it like one person, so I don't want like 12 different people to go, or one person to get 12 right, because I think it'd be a little bit unfair. So I want to try and give everyone a chance to do it. So, good evening, everyone watching, Kenny, Sal, and Performer Power Laughmaker. Let's get started. So, the first one that we are going to start with will, of course, be Red Eyes Fusion. We'll do it in this list. This is all completely randomated. So these are 36 cards I feel could have a change on the list, or the card that we will mention will be part of an engine. So, for example, the Alistair the Invoker will be part of the invoked engine. So some form of card will change in one way or another. So whether it be Meltdown, whether it be Invocation, whether it actually be Alistair himself. So let's start off with Red Eyes Fusion. Where we're going. So, all right, straight away, we're going to keep it that straight simple. So, Deep Water was the first one to get into it, and Deep Water says Red Eyes stays untouched. So Red Eyes Fusion is going to go into the no change section, and the way this is going to work is if Red Eyes Fusion does not change on the ban list, Deep Water Trading, I will be in touch with you. So make sure you, I'll put this video out as a separate entity as well. Make sure you comment on that, and I'll send you a pack if no change happens to Red Eyes Fusion. Okay, so that was a very good start. Let's start off with Thunder Dragon Colossus. Now, I can imagine a lot of people straight away are going to be like, oh! So, Sal put Red Eyes Fusion as limited. Hello, Deadeye. Kenny B36 also put limited for Red Eyes Fusion. And Zane Truesdale, hello. I will go with the first answer that is given to me. So, that is the one that will go onto the list. With Red Eyes Fusion, I personally don't think there is any point. It's one of them ones where it's like, you either ban it or you don't touch it. And what I mean by that is, at this particular moment in time, no one is actually using it through Verti Anaconda. Apart from particular decks like Eldritch, which even then right now, I think anyone that is playing free Red Eyes Fusion is probably going to be converting to free Fusion Destiny. So I think that's where it changes. Anyway, Colossus is untouched. So Sal is saying that Thunder Dragon Colossus will be untouched. So we'll leave it there in the no change zone. Okay, we're going to try and move swiftly through this, but also take our time to go over it. So Alistair the Invoker, or any part of the invoked engine. So if you tell me it is the specific card you feel that would get touched. Now, what we mean by this is Alistair the Invoker, Invocation, or Meltdown. I don't really feel that anything else like Macabre or anything like that will get touched. So let's look into that. So with Alistair the Invoker, or any part of the invoked engine, does anyone feel that that will get touched? So Kenny, is that you saying that Alistair will be semi-limited, or what particular part of the engine do you feel will be limited? I feel that it definitely has the potential to be limited, because if you were to do that, then it will definitely hype up more expectation for the Albaz. Hold on, Deepwater. We're not a Nadir yet. Slow down. So we're actually on Alistair the Invoker or any part of the invoked engine. So I think Meltdown could personally be hit, because in theory you would get rid of Meltdown, which means the Albaz spell card that's coming out in the structure there is a little bit more prominent. So I reckon Invocation may be justifiable at 1, as it can just recycle. Yeah, I mean, if it gets DD Crowed, it's funny as hell. So Thunder Dragon should stay banned because it takes an important thing in the game. Again, okay, so Kenny is saying Alistair should be semi-limited is what he's going for. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, triple Meltdown. Okay, Deepwater's also saying Meltdown to 2. So are we just pretty much limiting the engine? Which I kind of like the idea of it. It slows the engine down. It may not have a proper change on the actual list, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is Turquoise Wobbler. So Turquoise Wobbler is part of the basically bird up deck right now. And the reason I went with this one over anything else is because this one is the main starter. The fact that this card can revive from the grave or special from the hand is actually pretty nutty. So on its own, without conducting a normal summon, it can pretty much just give you a rank 1. Now, off that back of that rank 1, at very minimum, you can search out a combo piece. Or if it's a terrible hand, then you can also go into like Zeus, very early Zeus. But the idea of a Turquoise Wobbler is you special this, special one from the hand. The one from the hand triggers an effect to get something additional, whether it be Bird Call or whether it be Callbot Sparrow to get you another search. So yeah. Bird is free. What we've got, Lyrillus won't be touched apart from maybe some of the free summons to be limited. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I think I feel that Turquoise Wobbler is probably the most annoying one around. So both Deepwater Trading and Soul are saying Wobbler to 1. So we're going to limit Wobbler. That's interesting. I can see it happening. Limiting the rank 1 searcher, isn't it? It's an interesting one because, again, the thing with the searcher is it's not a hard once per turn, and it's a generic searcher, so it can search out any level 1 winged beast. So it does get you to Nerval as well, which we do have on this list that we'll talk about a little bit later on. But yeah, I can definitely see Turquoise Wobbler being. I know I've played the deck. I know how important it is for the deck. Like literally, you open up Turquoise Wobbler plus any. Basically bird or Lyrillus, you just go ham. It's crazy. Okay, next one's Nadir Servant. Now Deepwater jumped the gun on this one and said to limit it, which is quite interesting. Putting Nadir to 1. Now the thing with Nadir is it also combos off of a card later on, the App Cologne, because it can go one or two ways in the sense that you go, right, okay, we'll get rid of the App Cologne, which then leads to the fact that you don't get to abuse. Yeah, agreed. So Wobbler to 1 is better, as it means we take it from 6 with Where Art Thou to be 4. Yeah, definitely agree. So yeah, Nadir Servant, should it change on the list? Where should it go? I think a semi-limit would be interesting to see. Would be my personal choice, but obviously I'm working with you guys here on this one, so whatever you guys say, we'll go with it. So Sal is saying Nadir to be free. So Nadir to not change at all. And Deepwater said for it to go to limit. So I kind of agree with Kenny on this one. I think semi-limit might be more realistic. I think limit would be quite harsh, but I could see it happening. But I feel semi-limit would be balanced. I think Ecclesia to 1 wouldn't really make too much of a difference because I've seen a lot of competitive decks are now playing triple Nadir and then 1 Ecclesia anyway, so it might not make a huge difference. The next one up is Tenyi Ashuna. Now, the reason with Ashuna, or the reason I put Ashuna on here is because I was trying to think of other cards that could you could hit Sword Souls. So Sword Souls are still an incredibly good deck. They're very, very consistent. They're very, very powerful. But I think that the reason they get most of the stuff is through Ashuna. However, on the flip side of that, with Ashuna, it's it kind of comes to question that whether or not when we get the Brave tokens, whether or not a Shuna will actually be relevant or not, whether you still play it. I personally still think it would be played because it's the fact that, I mean, apart from locking yourself into worms from the extra deck, you're still able to go pretty ham. So I think that there's a logical argument that if you were to hit it, it would actually slow the engine down a lot, because then you're relying on getting to, because you ideally need a Shuna in the grave, so you're trying to get it to the board, you're trying to get it to the grave. You don't really want it in the hand unless you're able to get it through other stuff. So yeah, I could arguably see like a really surprise one would be something like an Ashuna being hit to 1. So Sar is saying Ashuna to 1, and Deepwater is saying Tengi to be untouched. That's interesting. I agree with both Deepwater and Kenny. I think if we're talking about what would happen, I think we're going that the Tengi would be untouched. But I think with what Sal's saying as well, that I feel that it's not an issue. I feel that if they were like, right, we're not going to touch any Sword Soul card, but we're going to slow down, like we need to slow something down of it, unless it's going to be Protoss, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Okay, cool. So we're going to leave them as they are. The next one up is Nerval. So the level 1 Tri-Brigade Nerval. Now, the reason I've put this one on here is because not only does it utilize itself within Bird Up, but obviously it does utilize itself within Tri-Brigades. Now, we've got this and we've got Fractal. Fractal is a incredibly consistent card. The fact that you just go Fractal, send Kit, send Nerval, Nerval, search out Karaz, like it fills up the graveyard. So there's a lot to kind of mess around with it. I think one of these two will definitely be hit. The question is, where does it go? I still feel that if Nerval's at 1, you still have enough to loop it, because so Performer Power, Laugh Magician is the first one to come into it, and he's saying that Nerval to be limited. So the reason I was considering Nerval is, like, if you put it at 1, like, again, it's one of the cards where it's like, is there any point in limiting it? Because if you put it in the Bird Up, or if you put it in the Lyrilusk, they just search it and then they use it as a normal summon. If you put it in Tri-Brigade, you still go Fractal, send Nerval, Nerval, search. So even at 1, I still think it does the exact same job. It probably just loses a little bit of the grind game. I suppose while we're talking about the Tri-Brigade, let's talk about Fractal. Okay, so with Fractal, coming off the back of that, do you then hit Fractal harder? Oh, that's interesting. So Sal thinks that Kit is more likely to be hit than Nerval. Interesting. Okay. So with Fractal, if we were to leave Kit at 3, would it then be better to put Fractal to 1? Is that what we're thinking? Do we think Fractal... I don't think Fractal is ban-worthy, but I think if you hit Fractal to 1, they massively lose their consistency. Because then it means that the Tenki becomes even more specific now that they've put Tenki to 1. It kind of goes from that. Yeah, so I think Kenny's kind of agreeing with this one, that we're going to put Fractal on limited. Don't worry, Sahara. We would like Dragoon. I want Dragoon to stay at 3. I think you'd probably, and if we're doing this together, I would probably say you maybe leave Nerval untouched and you hit Fractal. Maybe. I mean, that might be a more logic kind of play, or maybe even semi. Okay, the next one, Harp Horror. Now, I know a lot of people want this to be, like, I think Limit would be a very, I'm not putting it there. I think a limit to it would be kind of cool. It'd be nice to see Orcust come back without dominating. Like, I don't want to see it come back and be like tier 0, tier 1 and completely dominate, but it wouldn't be a bad thing to see Orcust try and compete, because what I did like about them is they had a very good first board and second board, and they had both good back row and front row, so they had a decent balance between the two. So we've got, so the first one that came in was Zane. So Zane is where I'm going to place it. So Zane said Harp to be at 1. Kenny says for it to be semi. So again, I think I've got no issue with it. I think logically, it's probably not going to have any change on the list. I think it's going to stay where it is. But it would be really cool to kind of see the Harp Horror come back, just to kind of give the deck a little bit more playability. Okay, the next one. The next one is actually really random. So the next one is Destiny Hero Celestial. Now, I've only put this one in here because I actually heard a lot of people talk about this, and they were like, the amount of times that they have lost a game to the Celestial Banish Draw 2 is crazy mad. Now, I would like to think that Celestial isn't going to get touched. But that being said, I mean, I wouldn't be like, there's no point in limiting it because you're only going to play it at 1. So to me, it's either a ban or no change. I think logic sense says no change. I think if they take it into a consent that the draw is quite a pain in the backside, then you ban it. But I would think, and I think that Oh Mario Bro Dark Magician says it's fine. So I'm going to take that as a no change on that one. I'll save all of the semi-limits for later on. Some of these are really random. Some of them I kind of thought, you know, logic sense. Let's talk about it. Let's go with Elder Entity next. Oh, Deepwater Trading says Celestial banned. Zane says Celestial don't touch because it needs to have no cards in hand. It's only viable due... agreed, it is only viable due to Fusion Destiny, but considering that they've got Ultimate Fusion Destiny coming out in January, I would be amazed if they gave us Ulti Fusion Destiny and banned it. So it could be an interesting one. Anyway, Elder Entity... again, this is just another really random one that I kind of thought had been around for a lot. It's been a card that people have talked about and had as topics. So it'd be interesting to kind of see where people felt that Natis would go. Now, rarely in a game do I ever see punishment resolved more than, or even Nadir for Natis, like untouched. So Sal and Kenny say no change to Natis. Fair enough. So does Deepwater. All three of you say that it stays untouched. I agree. I think it's a pain in the backside of a card, but I think, you know, there's no real reason to touch it, no real reason to change it. So yeah. Okay, the next one is Samorg Bird of Sovereignty. Now, this obviously combos off with the Barrier Statue, which I'll do after this. So the Samorg Bird, the reason this one is on it is for the pure fact that it just turbos out the bird statue. But not only that, it turbos out the bird statue and then protects the bird statue from being like impermed and kind of play around. So do we feel the bird would get it? Or do we feel that the bird is going to stay as is? That's interesting. So Performer Power Laughmaker says Samorg to be banned. That's interesting. Well, it was the first one called, so it goes from there. Again, I think this particular card is one of the ones where you should never be going through more than one. So I feel that a change... It's one of them cards which is really annoying because it's a card that needs to either be banned or not touched. It's kind of a weird one in that sense. Statue is the problem card. Okay, so Zane says Statue is the problem card. So, speaking of that then, where do we want the Barrier Statue of Winds to go? Again, this is another one in cards where it's either banned or untouched. Banned or untouched. And then what we'll do is we'll go back on this. So, if we feel that we're going to ban the Barrier Statue, then we're going to unlimit the Samorg Bird. Is that what we're saying? We're saying that we're gonna ban the Barrier Statue of Winds, and we're gonna still let them have Apex Avian. Yeah, is that what we're going for? Come on, guys. Where do we want it? Banned. No change. No change. What? Ban unless bird banned. Limit statue. Well, do people play more than one statue? Surely not. Surely not. Yeah, so if Samorg is banned, then so which one? All right, so let's put it this way. Which one of the two would we rather ban? I think the Barrier Statue should be banned more. I think the Barrier Statue is more annoying. It's like, okay, well, at least the Bird of Sovereignty brings out one Omni Negate. It's like, all right, okay, well, if you out that Omni Negate, you ain't got to worry. And you continue to play. We're going for the banned statue. Fine. So we're going for the banned statue and we're going to unlimit the Samorg. Cool. Works for me. Still got quite a lot to go through. So let's go with Fusion Destiny. I probably should have done this one a lot later or a lot earlier on when we did Red Eyes Fusion. So Fusion Destiny. Now, keep in mind, in logic sense, we get the ultimate rare Fusion Destiny mid-January. Okay? Mid-January. I cannot see Konami banning Fusion Destiny the same month we get as an ultimate rare. So logic states this doesn't get changed. Samorg should be banned. Oh, this is interesting. So I've got Marrow Bro, Dark Magician is saying Samorg should be banned. And then we've got Perform Power Laugh Maker saying statue is worse. Interesting. If not for ulti. I agree. I think it would be banned if it wasn't for the ulti. Sal saying at 1, Kenny saying at 3, and Dark Magician Mario Bro is saying ban. Now, I think what we would do, like, I think we would limit it. Because, again, I think it's one of the ones that we'll do this one next as well. We'll do the Verti Anaconda next. I think it's one of them cards that it's like, all right, you can have it at 3 if we get rid of Verti Anaconda. Because you're only ever going to use it once and you're still playing 2 more bricks. So, let's say we get the ulti. And we still want to hit it and get the ulti. I say we put it as semi-limit. Okay, let's go with Verti Anaconda. So Verti Anaconda. This, to me, this and Dragoon are the more logical cards to be banned. For the pure fact that Dragoon's just had a Starlight. Verti's just had a Gold. Unless they're going to make Verti an ulti rare in OTS 18. I think this is the most logical card to be getting banned. Are we all agreeing on that? If Verti's hit, unban all other fusions. Oh dear, untouch everything. We're going for the ban. I think Verti is. I even did a poll the other day, and literally I put Maxi to come back. I put Imperial Order to be banned, and I put Verti to be banned, and it was like 50% went for Verti to be banned, and then 25% went Maxi to come back, and 25 went Imperial Order to be banned, which was really interesting. Get rid of that random bit here. Cool. They can't hit Verti. No, Verti isn't the moneymaker. You'd still play, like, you still play the free spells anyway. Like, people would still play free Red Eyes Fusion. People will still play free Fusion Destiny. And I think people will still play free of that Fusion spell as well. Verti, yeah. But then do you hit all the fusions? I really struggle to see them hitting Red Eyes Dragoon, like banning Dragoon. But then I think it's completely pointless to put Dragoon at 1. It's just like, really? Are we going to do that? Okay, let's go through this then. So, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Where are we going with this? Where are we going? Are we gonna semi-limit it, which I think is pointless? Are we gonna limit it, which is interesting? But again, I don't see you playing multiples of it or multiple pieces. Do you ban? I really don't want it being banned. I really don't. I suppose. See, this is the thing though. This is with what Verti is. As soon as you ban Verti, everything else is gone. Like, it's done, because you're not gonna play. You're not going to play the free... Like, I wouldn't personally be playing free Red Eyes Fusion just to try and hard summon the Red Eyes. And then it's like, if you do put Dragoon in a deck, I'm not going to be playing 2 lots of Dark Magicians to do it. But is Verti fine if the fusion spells are at 1, though? Because that's what Verti deck wants. A Verti deck wants the fusion spell to be at 1, then you've not got to play bricks. The only time that you're going to be playing free Red Eyes Fusion or free Fusion Destiny is if you're playing Guru or if you're playing like Eldritch, because you're like, right, well, I can do everything I want and then like play off the back of it. So, okay, well, we got a split decision. We've got a couple of people saying ban Dragoon, we've got a couple of people saying limit Dragoon. So we'll keep it flesh as it is. Christian Halley Firebrax. So, as we are talking about Verti and Halley Firebrax, do we think that Halley Firebrax is going to get changed on this list at all? Or do we feel that we're now past the point where Halley Firebrax is a major issue, and Konami are just quite content like leaving it be because it's not really getting abused as much. I mean, poor Red Eyes players got it. The second that their card, it's just like Dark Magician. The second their cards is more abusable in other decks is mad. We're going ban. Kenny's going to try and ban Halley Firebrax. Come on. Can't ban Halley Firebrax, surely. 50-50 on the ban. 3 Red Eyes Fusion isn't brick. But, like, what if you open up 2 Red Eyes Fusion? If Fiber gets banned, all tuners return. Do they? I still think that Kenny's saying Halley Firebrax needs to be banned. Okay. We're gonna put Halley Firebrax on ban. Halley Firebrax go on ban. Bad ban. Okay, multiple viewers said Halley Firebrax to be banned, so we're gonna ban Halley Firebrax. Fine. Okay, we'll do Dagda and Scythe. Sal is the only one that says Hulk is fine. I agree. I think Hulk is fine. Artifact Dagda. Now, this instigates the Scythe play, but do we cut out the middleman or do we just cut out the issue card? Oh, Michael Isaacs is saying leave Hulk untouched. Kind of agree. I'm actually leaning more towards Halley Firebrax. I'm just going to put him there. I'm actually leaning towards Halley Firebrax not getting touched at all. Okay, Dagda and Scythe. We'll do these two together. Where do we think Dagda and Scythe are going to end up? I think one needs to get hit, but I don't think Scythe is that much of an issue. Okay, so we've got Performer Part Laugh Maker is saying ban Dagda, Kenny is saying ban Dagda, and then we've got Sal is saying ban Scythe, Zane is saying ban Scythe, and Mario Bro is saying ban Scythe. I agree. Fine, let's go with that. Let's just put Scythe straight up in there. So. I can't disagree with that. I think it's a very fair kind of point. You can see that the touch, we've kind of gone with a couple of floodgates on this one. Ban Verti, make Dragoon harder to access outside its own archetype. Boom. Well agreed, Vega. Well agreed. Deepwater just wants to ban everything. Just ban it all. Okay, well, we might as well finish the last link off on the format. Heavy Metaphors Electromite. Are we just now way past the point of anyone cares about it? Like, pendulums have evolved. They don't really need it. Is that what we're going to try and say? And it can stay banned? Or are we saying, no, it can come back to 1. Like, we can play it. Okay, Sal is saying that it stays banned. So I'll be putting it down with the no change. Oh, okay. I'm going to park this one because we've got Dark Magician is saying keep it at 1. Unban. Well, of course, Performer Power Laugh Maker would say unban Heavy Metaphors. Zane says Electromite to 1. Okay, we're now going to start going with the masses. Electromite won't do anything. Pure 2. Alright, let's go with Limit on Electromite. I can't wait to see Triff's reaction if Electromite comes back and it's like, it's still crap. Because I'm going with Halley Firebrax. Limit Dragoon ban Verti. Never played when he was here, but tell me one pen deck that is played in nowadays. Well, it can't be played in nowadays because it's banned. Moki Moki to 1. Electrum is fine. Metaphors to 1. Okay, alright. Well, it seems the majority of you saying is to 1. Sal's jumped the gun and he's banning Protoss already. So Hearts is saying to unlimit it. Fine. So we're banning Protoss, are we? We're going to jump ahead. Are we going to ban Protoss? Yeah, there we go. Sylvester Vela comes into play and he says ban Protoss. Yeah, I think what kind of tilts Protoss over the edge is the fact that it's searchable. But I don't think it would be fair to ban Sword Soul's Floodgate and not ban the other floodgates. So it'll be interesting to see. How should we do this? I'll tell you what. Let's finish off. Let's finish off the extra deck bits, and then we'll circle back around. Ban Protoss. Nessie Limit. Hang on, I haven't even got there yet. Stop it, Kenny. Okay, Zeus. Divine Arsenal Zeus. What are we doing with this? Do we think this is going to get touched? What are we going to do? I think all Floodgate cards should pretty much go, but then, you know, they do slow the game down. Do we think Zeus is that powerful that it's going to wipe a board? Again, I think it's a card that's either no change or ban. I don't think it's ban worthy right yet. Deep Water's pro. So Deep Water, you're just like opposite everyone else. Ban everything that should be at 3. And then... Oh, hang on. Whoa. Mario Bro, is Zeus at 1 in the OCG? Zeus can stay. I think Zeus can stay as it is. I mean, having it at 1, I don't think makes much of a difference. Like, apart from like anyone that plays an Extrav deck with Zeus, I don't see why you would limit it. It's bad, but not that bad. Fine, okay. Let's blitz through the last 2 fusions. Shadol Winder. Please do not kill me, Shadol players, alright? Please do not kill me. The issue with Winder, and we're going to do Winder and App Cologne. The issue with Winder is it is splashable in other decks because of App Cologne. So, do we ban Winder and leave App Cologne untouched, or do we ban App Cologne and leave Winder untouched? Because keep in mind as well, in come March, we do get that card. We get the... we get the... Not Despia card, the branded spell. So the Albad structure decks that lets you have it. So Sal is banning Winder. Sylvester is keeping Winder free. Michael is saying leave Shadows alone. Zane is banning Winder, putting Winder to 1. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. Started something now. I ban Winder as she is the problem. If Winder is banned, Nadir is fine. App is fine. But then, what if we keep Winder free so that Shadows have a defensive play, and we ban App Cologne so that they don't have a spawn problem? See, I agree with I agree with Trunk. She says they say either App Cologne or Winder needs to go, and I agree. One or the other, not both. One or the other. Just because of the abusability of it, it's kind of hard. No. So you spend 3 cards to get to Winder, but when the Shadol stuff comes out, when the Albaz card comes out, you only spend 1 card. It's literally it. They get like their own Shadol fusion. It's bloody bonkers. It's like 1 card. Dogmatica or Invoked. What else have we got? So they're on the semi-limits. So I want to leave those till the end. Let's put that one over there. Let's put that one over there. Let's put that one over there. Okay, fine. App Clone is a ban. It is what makes the engine good. The spawn isn't the problem. What about the continuous trap? If Winder isn't there, then there is nothing to spawn. Interesting. There will always be a way to make it easier in the future, so hit the problem here and now. Very interesting. Okay. It's always nice hearing other points of view. Mystic Mine. Come on then. Where's Mystic Mine going? Is it staying? Is it going? What are we doing? Come on, guys. You tell me. Where do you want it? Where do you want Mystic Mine? For me, personally, I think it's a necessary evil. The amount of times I've actually won a game against worse boards than mine because of Mystic Mine, it puts in so much work. Now, Mystic Mine Burn, I don't agree with. I think that's disgusting. To literally build a deck where you sit there and go, ban, it sucks. But I think that it just helps. It helps break boards. Okay, so what have we got? We've got Daniel Brady is saying ban it. Kenny is saying semi it. Performer Power Laughmaker is saying no change. Marrow Bro Dark Magician is saying ban. Sylvester is saying free. Zane is saying ban. Michael is saying ban. Ban. Get that 40 round game out of my life. Yeah, I'm not gonna like. This is where it's difficult. It's like if you're playing it in Mystic Mine Burn, you should be banned. So all right, we're gonna. I think a ban is definitely on the cards, but I think logic states that if you put it to 1, it's a lot harder to pull off. But then even then, you only need 1, and it's just done. Trust me, I hate mind grind games. They are so draw, pass, draw, pass. We gonna do this for 40 minutes? Yeah, okay. Draw, pass, cool. Okay, we'll get to those in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute because that's not on the list yet. Anti-spell fragrance. Where are we going? So anti-spell fragrance kind of combos off with Imperial Order. But I think Imperial Order is obviously a lot worse. So where are we going? Anti-spell. No touch. Semi-limit. Limit. Ban. What are we doing? Ban mine. Metaverse to free. I mean, don't get it wrong. I'd love to have Metaverse back. Fed up of draw pass. Oh, 100%. Draw pass on the mine burn is just boring. Michael Isaacs is saying ban anti-spell. Daniel is saying keep it at 3. Perform Power Laughter is saying it 3. Zane is saying at 1. Kenny's saying ban it. Sol is saying keep it at 3. Ooh. I think on this particular list, it's not going to get touched. Liam Oppress comes in the game and saying ban it. Ooh. See, I think what we want to happen is ban. What is logically going to happen is it's going to stay no change. Because I'm not even going to ask. Like, Imperial Order. Does anyone feel that Imperial Order shouldn't be banned? Like, is there anyone out there that says, nah, Imperial Order's fine, keep it? Anyone? I will wait. Do any of you feel that Imperial Order should not be banned? I mean, you're out of your mind, but if any of you feel that it should not be banned, it should be banned. Like, that card is disgusting. It's like, it's just so... It's like literally, I think it's like an auto win. Like 100% I think it's an auto win. Kenny, it's fine. Ban it with the hammer. Imperial Order to 3. Oh, some of you guys. You guys are mad. Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like Maxi in a sense. And what I mean by that is it's literally, if it's at 1, it's the luck of the draw. And there's just no ways of outing it. That's the issue. It's not like anti-spell where it's like, right, okay, you can set your card and then reveal it later on to pop or deal with the back row. It's kind of like, as soon as you activate this, unless you've got a way to out it, like, you're just not getting any plays. Harpy's Featherstorm. No, IO needs to go. Cool. Everyone agrees on IO needing to go. I like that. Harpy's Featherstorm. So, for those of you that don't know what Harpy's Featherstorm is, if you can try a face-up Winged Beast monster, you can activate this card and your opponent cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn. Or negate all of your opponent's monster effects. It's kind of a weird one. Now, I don't think it needs to be banned. Master Rule 6 and get IO to be a full 60 card deck. I don't think it needs to be banned, but then you keep it at 1. It's one of them like sacky top decks. So we've got Zane saying Featherstorm at 1. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. Nerf it. Make it Winged Beast Harpies. That's interesting. I think it's kind of like a continuous card. I think if we're being fair, you can put it at semi-limit and kind of leave it at that. If you hit the bird up cards, is it really a problem outside of Harpies? Bury the mine. It's a Dark Ruler no more on opponent's turn. Pretty much. But like, it's not even just a Dark Ruler no more. It like turns off hand traps. It turns off the board. It turns off the grave. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. Leave the Duster at 3. Interesting. It's the intent. The intent of how you dare flip that on me, you little... Okay. Fine. Let's move on. We're on to our final stretch here. Tri-Brigade Revolt. Now, what are we doing this? I think you're only ever resolving Revolt once a duel. Like, or once a game. So, again, I think it's one of the cards where it's like, you ban it, you limit it, it doesn't really matter, it's searchable. So, do we think Revolt's going to go untouched, or do we think Revolt is just such a stupid, powerful card? But do we think it's that strong that it needs to be banned, or do we think it's logically going to be untouched? Dynamite to 3. I mean, arguably you could do. Revolt to 1. Okay, looks like the majority of you saying Revolt to 1. Nice and easy on that one. Okay, let's start taking stuff off the list and changing on the list. Denglong. Do you think Denglong is ever coming back, or is it staying banned? There's going to be no change on the list at too many times. Maxi's going to be the last one deep because that one's definitely going to stir up some arguments. I can tell you that right now. Maxi to 3? No, give it a band. What about a 1? What about 2? I mean, if it's 2, I've got 2 ultis sitting there ready to go. 3 masterpiece. We know that ain't happening. Denglong is staying banned, but Zane says Denglong to 1. Oh. Is Denglong better or worse? I suppose Denglong would be terrible in a Tri-Brigade and a Sword Soul deck. Is it better or worse than Ib, the World Chalice? Questionable, isn't it? Do we think no change? We've got a couple of people saying 1s, and we've got quite a few people saying no change. I would like to see it back in this format. I would be interested to see where it falls. So we're going to have a very nice limit list. Okay, so we're going to have a look at quickly at the semi-limits. It's a semi-limit list. We've got Mali, E-Telly, Danger Nessie. I'm just going to put Red MD. Red MD can be free. Like, there's no reason to leave it where it is. Skullcrab Joker. I know who's going to say for this one to come back at free. So Nessie, E-Telly, Malicious, and Skullcrab. Are we moving any of those? Are we changing any of those? I haven't really seen any of them do anything. I think Mali right now is actually better at 2 with the new Destiny heroes, because like the new Destiny hero Denier just puts it back to the top of deck and you get to use it again anyway. So Mali stays the same, fine. So Mali is going to have no change. Joker will be unbanned. So we're going to free the Joker. DM says all free. Free them all right now. Crobat is at free. E-Telly to free. We're going to free the E-Telly. And we're going to leave Nessie as it is. We're not going to change Nessie. Oh, Sylvester says to unlimit Nessie. Interesting. Jessie is fine. I bet Jessie is fine. No, I know what you mean. Nessie is fine. Mali cannot ever leave semi. Okay, fine. Before we wrap this up, because we're nearly on a 45-minute. What do you mean, why no Colossus? Oh, so we had people say that Colossus could change spaces, but then we think that logically, like we want it to change, we want it to come back to 1, but we feel that logically it's going to stay as a no change. Okay, Jury Boys already started us off. Maxi, ladies and gentlemen. Maxi. Where is Maxi going? Is it no change, it's going to stay banned? Or is it going to be free or semi-limited? Where's it going? No change, so it's going to stay banned. Free or semi-limited? Where are we going? Where are we going? Zane, Maxi free or banned is kind of how it is. That's what it works. A Maxi format is... Yeah, no, I agree with that. Like, Maxi and Flunderies would just suck so bad. Be so boring. Maxi, cool. Guess I don't do anything then. DM, I want it to free. If C comes back, all like rogue mid-tier that summon a lot get shafted. Agreed. Would love to see it back. Stay banned. Maxi single-handedly wins the duels. Yep. If one duelist draws the C, they win. I mean, they don't win against Flunders. Flunders just go, yeah, whatever, drop the C. Nothing's going to happen. Liam says 2. Mario Bro says... Dark Magician... Oh, sorry. Mario Bro Dark Magician says 3. We're going no change. We're going similar. What are we doing? What are we doing? Where are we going? I think, again, it's a very even split. An even amount of people want it to be free. Oh, Brilliant Fusion would be so good. I think logic dictates Maxi is not going to change. It's going to stay where it is. Oh, Chris Dawes. Honestly, I think Maxi would be fine once the format settles down, but it would cause too much chaos in a short space of time. So much would have to change. Completely agree. Completely agree. It would be a Monarchs format because it would literally be Thunderies, cool, I'm going to draw as much as I want. Eldritch Control, I'm going to draw as much as I want. It's going to be a very, very tough format. Anyway, as you can see, we have filled in all 36 cards of where we think they're going to be, what we think they're going to do. I think if all of this comes true, I'll be massively amazed. But if I I would like to see Red MD come back to free, especially now that it's just had its gold print. I would like to see Skullcrabat come back to free. I've got no issues with that. I think some form of the Invoked engine probably needs a knockback. I think if you ban Verti Anaconda, everything else starts to kind of take a bit of shape. Imperial Order definitely needs to be banned. It's such a bad floodgate. Scythe, something that locks you... Because the issue with Scythe right now is 99% of the time is if you resolve Scythe, you win the duel. Like, literally, Scythe locks you out the extra deck. Unless you're playing a control deck, it wins you the duel. It's like game over then and there. So, that's my kind of biggest issue with it as a whole. It's definitely something to consider. Side note, imagine the market if Maxi came off the list. It would be mad. So the way I see it is Maxi would never come off the list unless there is a set that it could be reprinted in. Can you give honourable mentions? Yes, you can, Zane. Go mad. Quick question about when the Eldorado giveaway will be. So the Eldorado giveaway is finished. I just need to kind of collate all of the entrants and then do the reveal. So I want to try and do the reveal on like a live stream or something like that just to kind of make it more of an event kind of thing. It's just been crazy. So hopefully over the Christmas period, once everything kind of quiets down a little bit, I'll have a bit more time to do that. Okay, that is it. So thank you so much for every single one that joined me on this. Thank you to every single one of you that contributed to our magical 36 card ban list. Some with a change, some without a change. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, follow the channel, follow us all our social media so you do not miss out on any more upcoming content. Other than that, have a very good evening, guys. And as always, stay safe and happy dueling.